Welcome to the latest edition of Call Out TV. This your boy Job. Man, got some breaking news, y'all. CoachDaGhost was just sentenced to 60 years for killing a 17-year-old and injuring 2 others in Canarsie.
A bloody weekend in New York City as gun violence erupted on city streets. Police responded to over a dozen shootings, including the murder of a 17-year-old boy in Brooklyn. CBS 2's Christina Fan is live in Canarsie, where she spoke with his mother. Christina?
Chris, 17-year-old Brian Sannon was one of 10 people shot during a 24-hour time span over the weekend. His family says he left with a group of friends early Saturday morning to go on a walk and was shot and killed here on this street corner, just 3 blocks away from his home.
They shot and killed my baby.
The harsh reality of her son's death is slowly sinking in for Juliana Gopi Sannon. She was on her way home Saturday morning to make 17-year-old Brian Sannon his favorite homemade pizza for dinner when an alert came across her phone about a nearby shooting.
I said, can you imagine this early morning a 17-year-old got shot? Not knowing it was my son.
Police say Sannon and 2 other teenagers were walking near Farragut Road and East 82nd Street Saturday morning. When a gray sedan pulled up, someone jumped out and started shooting. 1 teen was shot in the face, the other in the leg. Sannon was killed.
And now to know that I've never seen my baby again. He was just a baby. 17.
This mother's heartbreak replayed in the homes of many more families this weekend. Between Friday and Sunday, there were at least 13 shootings resulting in 20 victims. Public advocate Jumani Williams, reacting to the bloodshed, stressed the need for a mentorship connection between violence interrupters and young New Yorkers who are at risk of engaging in gun violence.
We know in order to heal old wounds and build new partnerships, it's going to require bold action. And so we have to implement strategies that support community safety, treat community trauma, and build community strength.
Gopi Sannon says her son was quiet, mostly kept to himself, and was known at school as the kid who always stepped in first to help break up a fight, never thinking he'd fall to violence.
I just want to know who did this to my baby and why. What did he do to deserve such a horrible death?
And in an effort to combat all of this recent violence, the mayor, as well as the public advocate, announced at a press conference earlier today that they will be launching a pilot program that will pair up individual mentors in the community with at-risk youths. We're live from Canarsie, Brooklyn.
Now, NY Drill official had just posted that CoachDaGhost has been sentenced to 20 years to life in prison. So I just wanted to check and see if it was official or not. So what I did was I had went on the Brooklyn District Attorney's press release website, and it says it right here, right? So it says, Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez today announced that 2 Choo gang members, including rapper Culture Bermudez, aka CoachDaGhost, were sentenced to 60 years to life and 25 years to life in prison for the broad daylight ambush shooting of 3 young men, killing one, a 17-year-old boy, and injuring 2 others ages 19 and 20. The defendants were convicted after trial earlier this month. District Attorney Gonzalez said Brian Sannon was just 17 years old with his whole life ahead of him when he was ambushed and killed in a calculated act of gang violence that also left 2 other young men seriously wounded. These lengthy sentences reflect the severity of this horrific crime and made clear we will not allow violent gang rivalries to endanger lives and destabilize our communities. My office remains firmly committed to protecting the people of Brooklyn by holding those who carry out this kind of senseless violence fully accountable. District Attorney identified the defendants as Culture Bermudez, 31, aka CoachDaGhost of Brooklyn, and Naquan Pruitt, 30, of Pennsylvania. Bermudez was sentenced today to 60 years to life in prison by Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice John Heck. Pruitt was sentenced by Justice Heck to 25 years to life. The defendants were convicted of second-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder on May 7, 2025 and May 5, 2025, which is my birthday, respectfully, following a two-jury trial. District Attorney said that according to the evidence, on the morning of March 13, 2021, the defendants, members of the Choo gang, was spinning in Wu gang territory in Brownsville and Canarsie, hunting for robberies, when they spotted Brian Santa, 17, two other young men ages 19 and 20. Pruitt, who was driving a rented Toyota Camry, spun around the block twice, then stopped the car at the intersection of East 82nd Street and Farragut Road, waiting for Sanan and the others to walk into the ambush. When the victims reached the intersection, Bermudez, who was seated in the back seat and armed with a handgun, and another man who was seated in the front passenger seat and armed with a handgun, jumped out the car and opened fire, shooting all three victims multiple times. The 19-year-old was shot in both legs, the 20-year-old was shot in the face, and Sanan was shot multiple times, including a gunshot to his chest that caused his death. Following an investigation, Pruitt was arrested in Pennsylvania on May 25, 2021, and returned to New York in June 2021. And Bermudez was arrested in Georgia on July 6, 2021, and returned to New York in December 2021. CoachDaGhost was sentenced to 60 years to life. So I know a lot of y'all, y'all gonna go up on New York Drill, and y'all gonna see that it says he posted that it was 20 years. But I'm here to let y'all know that is incorrect. If y'all would like to check and see for yourself, y'all could go on the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. Y'all could go right here on the Free Press. So this is open for the public if y'all want to come and check and see for yourselves. But I just wanted to say this, man. CoachDaGhost, he had a break that most young men will never be able to have. You know what I'm saying? He had his chance out the hood. Gucci Mane signed him after his smash hit list. He was a very talented, young rapper. He just couldn't stay the fuck up out the streets. You know what I'm saying? And when Gucci Mane signed him and signed, what's this other young dude, man? Pooh Shiesty. I thought that CoachDaGhost was always a better rapper than Pooh Shiesty. But Pooh Shiesty, being that Pooh Shiesty's a Memphis rapper, those people out there in Memphis, they always gonna support their rappers no matter what. And, CoachDaGhost, after his first hit, yeah, everybody was fucking with him. But then when he just kept going back and forth to jail and shit like that, his momentum slowed down. You feel what I'm saying? In my opinion, he had no business out here, you know what I'm saying, in Canarsie. I mean, you let them little niggas handle that. You feel what I'm saying? You are the meal ticket. You are the opportunity to get your family, get your mother out the hood. CoachDaGhost been in and out of jail since a young juvenile nigga. You understand what I'm talking about? This dude been in and out of juvie, in and out of jail all his life. You know what I'm saying? So he used to that. But you only get your big break once in his lifetime. And you blew it. And, you know what I'm saying, the judge threw the book at you. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, bro. I mean, the best thing that CoachDaGhost could try to do in this situation is try to stay in that little library and try to fight and see if he could come home, on an appeal. But it's just sad to see this dude fall from grace. You know what I'm saying? Because after Pop Smoke lost his life, I thought that CoachDaGhost was definitely next up. Ain't no doubt about it. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, man, he just couldn't stay the fuck out the way, man. This is nasty work, I want y'all to get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this shit, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share, subscribe. I'm out.